In this update of Aid and Eyewitness, we go north along Rochdale Road, another new frontier. How much does it cost to rent an apartment in these buildings? And we see that not all new construction is high-rise. I present editorials on the new colour of the buses and the different colours of the buildings, with more glimpses of how things have changed in a city that never stands still.
And I have a special message at the end of this video, so stick around.
Rochdale Road, the A664, with tall buildings on both sides looking like a canyon in a city on another continent. It's the route to the north and over towards Rochdale in the northeast, another new frontier of development in central Manchester. That's the new Premier Inn Hotel under construction on the left, the Baptist Chapel to be incorporated into a new residential tower, and straight ahead, downtown Victoria North. And on the right, that interesting Flatiron building. More about these later. Just under a mile up the road, a big new residential project is taking shape. This is how it looked when I took a ride on a classic bus from the Museum of Transport in mid-2024. And here it is in early 2025. The suspension on the contemporary bus is almost as bumpy as on the old one. It's Collyhurst Village with a mixture of houses and apartments, some to be let at social rents, others for sale. Developer is Far East Consortium, working with Manchester City Council, and it's part of the ambitious Victoria North project. There'll be a new park with play area, wildflower planting and lots more. And we can see the new yellow buses going up and down Rochdale Road, so let me present my mini editorial on the B network. The B network is complete. Buses have been returned to local control in all parts of Greater Manchester after 4 decades. As a child, I rode on the colourful old rear platform buses run by local boroughs as well as the cities of Manchester and Salford. From 1969, buses were integrated, but then in the mid-80s, Mrs Thatcher's Conservative government decided to privatise them. I signed a petition against it, to no avail. But instead of improving, the service got worse. London had a better service. There, buses were franchised, not privatised. More in The Guardian article linked from below. A 2-tier transport system, one for London, one for the provinces. But eventually, the B network was introduced in stages, completing on Sunday the 5th of January 2025. On that day, I noticed a big change. Suddenly, loads of brand new yellow buses appeared on the 192 route. The improvement was sudden and tangible. Greater Manchester is now a pioneer in public transport. A bad decision taken by politicians 40 years ago was finally put right. Not the only bad decision taking decades to correct. On trips to Germany, I envied their city-run services including Berlin, where they use Scottish-built double-deckers. Visiting the city of Halle, I wished that, rather than the name of a private company, we could also have an intriguing, historic local symbol on the front of our buses. A symbol to be proud of. Well, now we have. And now back to Collyhurst Village. Completion will be sometime over the next couple of years. It's an ambitious project, large in scope, a new city district, but you'll notice it's low-rise in a more traditional style. So who are Far East Consortium? They're a development company with head offices in Hong Kong, and they're behind many projects across Australia, Indonesia, as well as here in Manchester. It's good to see development happening to the north and out of the city centre. What will rents and prices be like here? That's not clear yet, but I would guess below the levels in the centre. We make our way back south along Rochdale Road, and let's stop to take a look towards Salford from the railway bridge. Here's the sunset view I captured in 2003 in misty weather. They've built a higher wall since then. Not quite from the same angle, but you get the picture. Now we're back at the start of Rochdale Road, at the top of Shude Hill, and that's Swan Street House, the taller of 2 buildings, 98 metres, 32 floors, architects Simpson Huff. And now I'm going to share some information that I haven't generally shared before, and that is, how much does it cost to rent an apartment in one of these buildings? Well, in Swan House, 1 bedroom, from 1,150, 2 bedrooms from 1,500, 3 bedrooms 2,300 and up. That's pounds per month, including furniture and amenities, not including broadband utilities, council tax and TV licence. And this is Moda Angel Gardens, 110 metres, 366 feet tall. Architects Fuse Studios and House Collective. It's described as made for renters, with lots of amenities. 1 bedroom from £1,405, 2 bedrooms from £1,885, and 3 bedrooms from £2,450. That's including amenities and Wi-Fi, but looks like it's not including utilities. I can't find any mention of them on the website, so I think it's just understood. This is the first time I've quoted prices of apartments, and if this information is useful, I'll do more. The next stage would be to see inside the properties, so let me know if you think this would be useful. Next door to Moda Angel Gardens is 2 Angel Square, well, an empty site where a building is planned to contain workspaces, not apartments. Going back to 2022, there was a change of architect and design. The boards look interesting, but the site remains empty. We'll see if and when it progresses. Back to Moda Angel Gardens, and here we have white and black on the exterior, contrasting with the red brick on the exterior of Swan Street House. And here's my second mini editorial on the subject of colour of buildings. It seems most of the new residential projects are covered in brick in various shades of reddish brown, but I'd like to see more colour. I love the bright purples and reds of the insulation panels, but they get covered up. This hotel in Bury has splashes of strong yellow. The old fire station is butterscotch, but on Circle Square the colour ranges from dark pistachio to gold and shiny chocolate. The new Maldron Hotel on Charles Street sports a rusty, weathered look, while the former Palace Hotel has white tiles at the rear. A B Network bus, these images completed on the first working day of the completed B Network, passes the, it's now called the Kimpton Clock Tower Hotel, with its deep russet shades. But yellow bus? How about a yellow building? There's one. The Palace Theatre with its pale yellow facade. Across Oxford Street on the W3 building we have a cocktail of cream, brown, turquoise and grey, contrasting with the multi-shaded grey on Bridgewater Heights, also known as Student Castle. Perhaps the greenest building in every sense is Windmill Green by T.P. Bennett Architects, with its vertical greenery. St Michael's is adorned with geometric gold window frames, very fitting, and on Deansgate the rich brown shades of the John Rylands Library are echoed in the terracotta-inspired shade of 125 Deansgate by Howells, side by side with the greys of Brasenose House by John Matthews Architects. On John Dalton Street, pale honey-coloured stone is joined by the pinky brown brickwork of Island Office Building, nearly completed on John Dalton Street. Just look at that superb brickwork and those exterior features. It's by Cartwright Pickard Architects. And to see what most of Manchester was like in the past, take a look at the stonework on 22 Lever Street. It was never cleaned. So, to misquote a song by The Icicle Works, buildings come in wonderful colours. So, can we have more colour, please? Skyline Central by West Properties was completed in 2007 and one of the first of its kind. And here's a view over the city I took back then. Recently I saw a double-bedroomed apartment in the building for rent, £1,250 per month. Utilities, council tax not included, but you have free access to a gym, rooftop pool and amenities. So this is the new Manchester lifestyle. Live like there's no tomorrow. Appealing or not? A reminder of the past. Those buildings on Shude Hill with the sloping rear windows, traditionally used to provide light for viewing textiles, similar to the demolished York House I featured in a previous video. It's good to keep in mind the history and heritage of this area, we must never forget. There's the Baptist Chapel previously featured to be incorporated into a new residential tower, still in the planning stage. The new Premier Inn Hotel is under construction on the left, designed by John Matthews Architects, and to its right, the Hampton by Hilton Hotel opened in 2020, also by John Matthews Architects. And just a little bit further up, branded as Downtown Victoria North, 237 luxury apartments to rent with 2 blocks, 11 and 13 stories, designed by John Matthews Architects. What's slightly confusing is that Victoria North is the name of the huge residential project for this area, which will bring 15,000 new residential units and 7 new districts. I'll feature it in more detail soon. Next to the River Irk, just visible over in the distance to the west, is Victoria Riverside, also part of Victoria North. So it's good that there is an awareness of the industrial heritage of this area. I once helped local author William Kenneth Jones, who grew up around here, when it was one of the poorest districts in Manchester. He needed some cover designs for his books, which described life here over a century ago. As well as the poverty and pollution, a striking image for me was of a steam engine making its way across Rochdale Road, spouting sparks and fumes, children running after it excitedly. Those were different times. The Flatiron building on the corner of Siddell Street is a remaining section of a much bigger tenement. What is it used for today? Well, I discovered that it contains luxury accommodation for groups of up to 40 guests, stag do's, hen parties and corporate. On the website, the interior looks sumptuous, though the exterior isn't shown. Maybe the owners are not comfortable with the area as it looks at the moment. If you want to find out more, do a search for Flatiron Siddell Street. It's another corner of Manchester city centre in a state of flux. New construction in progress, often in piecemeal fashion. The old quietly swept away. A city of ambitions and aspirations, secrets and hidden dramas. A 24-hour theatre of dreams, and hopefully not too many nightmares. I hope you found the video interesting, including the 2 mini editorials on buses and building colours. And how much does it cost to rent an apartment in one of these buildings? So I plan to take a closer look at what's on the inside as well as what's on the outside to gain a more complete picture. You can help me for free by clicking the like button and subscribing. Please do so now if you haven't done already. You can also support the channel via Buy Me a Coffee. Many thanks to all those who've contributed so far. Channel membership is in preparation. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und auf Wiedersehen in Manchester.
The next video is going to be from Stockport, where the railway viaduct is in the news again. Well, not the viaduct itself, but plans for new buildings on the other side, which will partly hide it. So see if you can find information on that and as soon as possible, because I'm going to look at it in more detail in the next video. So thanks very much for watching again, and see you soon.